Well, good morning. Welcome back to Coffee with Nate. I want to tell you about the time that I did Dan Gable's laundry. And I think it's appropriate to spend some time thinking about Dan Gable this week as he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. My understanding is that's the highest award you can get in this country as a civilian, and I can't think of anybody who would deserve it more than Dan Gable. So here's my story. Here's how I ended up doing Dan Gable's laundry. And I want to just kind of let you know, I didn't actually meet Dan Gable. It was his wife. And here's the story. So I worked at a laundromat in Iowa City, and people would just bring their laundry in and drop it off, and that was the job. And let's just be honest. Nope, I'm not complaining or anything like that. It's just part of the deal. But this was not the kind of job where people showed you a lot of respect. You know what I mean? This was the kind of job where kind of people treated you like dirt in a way. Maybe not even realizing they were doing it, but they kind of come in, they drop off their filthy laundry and tell you how to clean it and then leave. Oftentimes not even looking you in the eye, just here I am, here's my name, and just walk right out. Fair enough. No complaining. But this isn't the kind of job that kind of builds up your sense of self-worth and self-esteem, right? Helps you pay for college, and that was the point. Anyway, on a particular day, this person brings her laundry in, drops it off, and I'm collecting the information. I'm getting her name, and she says, Gable. Now, to set the context, in 1993-ish or so, Dan Gable was probably one of the most important citizens in the state of Iowa. Certainly, probably the most important person in Iowa City, Iowa. I mean, like a god, really. And so I recognized the name. I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to try and make it awkward, but I clearly kind of looked up at her in recognition. She saw that. And this is how she reacted. This is what she said to me. She said, "Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for doing this, because right now with the tournaments going on, I just can't attend to all of this stuff." And I thought, oh yeah, the wrestling tournaments. I've been watching those on PBS since I was a kid, and so I'd kind of forgotten that was what was happening at that time. But most importantly, here is a person that if anyone would have had the right to come into that laundromat and just kind of drop off their laundry and kind of walk out as though I was nothing, it would have been, a member of Dan Gable's family. I mean, if anyone would have had the right to treat me like I was nothing, it would have been a member of Dan Gable's family. But what's amazing is that it was the exact opposite. Of all of the people who came into that laundromat and interacted with me, no one was more willing to see my value and to thank me for my labor than a person of that prominence. And that made a real impression on me. I thought, what does it take when you have that much power and when you have that much influence and when you are that well respected? What does it mean when that is the person who treats me with kindness? Other people had no problem treating me like I was worthless. Maybe I was, I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to complain, but here they came in and treated me with such respect and dignity. This is my definition of humility, right? My definition of humility is not to think that I'm bad. Okay, humility means I think other people are good and I'm going to knock myself down a peg or two. That's not humility. That's self-hatred. Humility is when you see value in other people and you see them as valuable as yourself. And I think about the ways in which many people, when they think about humility, kind of denigrate themselves as being humble means you're worthless. I think of the Apostle Paul in the book of Romans, the 12th chapter. And he says things like, don't think of yourself more highly than you ought to think. Don't think of yourself as more wise than you ought to. And I understand, religious people haven't done a very good job of pointing out that this is not about thinking you're garbage. This is not about saying, oh, I'm worthless and everybody else is so great. Again, that's just self-hatred. It's not valuable. It's not helpful. What I hear in Paul and what I think Paul is saying to us is that we see the value of other people. And so we see them as valuable as we are. And that's the ethic. That's the ethic. And I saw that practiced, right, by the family of Dan Gable. And I just had to share it with you this week. It was an incredible experience for me. It was a wonderful learning experience. And listen, when else am I going to tell the story of doing Dan Gable's laundry? But now. But I got to be done. Here's why. I'm realizing I'm preaching a little bit, and I got to get to work. I hope that you have a fantastic day. You absolutely deserve it. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.